changed in President Donald Trump's tariff policy over the last 24 hours, but since ratcheting up tariffs against goods coming from Mexico and Canada, and then walking those back significantly by postponing many of them, markets are having trouble adjusting. And some industry leaders here see both positives and negatives with the move. 1011's John Granvalds has this story.
Madison, being the USA's most landlocked state doesn't mean we're not part of the global economy. Plenty of goods grown or made right here in Nebraska find their way around the world. Those industries and others now bracing for the impacts if escalating tariffs lead to a series of full-blown trade wars. Volatility seems to be the word of the week.
You have to caution everybody that this is a little bit of wait and see.
President Trump used tariffs in his first term.
What's unusual about this time around is the scope of the tariffs and the number of countries involved, and the fact that they're our largest trading partners.
25% blanket tariffs on Canada and Mexico, which Trump has backed down on, already carving out pathways for many goods to move without the tax, so long as they're under the USMCA free trade agreement. Still, Mark McHarg with the Farm Bureau says this market murkiness piling up on Nebraska farmers after a downturn in income last year.
After this week, we are definitely in a loss situation relative to certainly your row crops and soybeans. We were just kind of at a break even.
Almost 1/3 of Nebraska's agricultural goods make their way to markets around the world, so the state is especially vulnerable to retaliatory tariffs.
That's a big chunk when you think about just 1 or 2% change really affects the market.
Brian Sloan with the Nebraska Chamber of Commerce worries a cycle of escalation, even if on the horizon, could lead to all-out trade war, spurring rising prices.
The difficulties is the speed at which these tariffs are occurring. It's very hard for businesses to readjust on the fly in 24 hours or 1 week or even a month to reorganize their supply chains to be able to get the goods they need to stay in business.
McHarg says some in the ag sector see tariffs as a stick, making sure partners keep up their end of the bargain. But he's hoping for the carrot, too.
We have places like Africa, India, Indonesia, all with substantially growing populations that we don't have agreements with.
During President Trump's last term, his administration subsidized farmers directly in the wake of retaliatory tariffs. That could happen again, but McHarg says he'd rather make money by selling his products than from government bailouts. Reporting in the newsroom, John Granvalds, 1011 News.